ready to fall off the hand dryer. So, as you guys know, I've been working on getting the tower set up, and I built that base. The last video I put out was that base being built. Well, this weekend, I've been working on the wall mount. I am adding a 12-volt winch. If you saw the video of that base, that plate on the top wasn't there in the video. I added that on because I decided to put a winch on it, make my life easier. So I had to build a structure up there. Now, being that it's a hinged over tower, it has to be supported. It either has to have guy wires or a wall bracket. It's got to be against a building with a wall bracket. So those pipes sticking out the wall, what I'm going to do once the tower is up, I'm going to put a piece of angle iron on the outside edge closest towards us and attach it to those poles and to the tower. And that'll go against two of the poles on the tower. So it'll mount that tower very securely to the building. And in the middle, you see there's a pulley hanging. I got a 2x3 piece of angle iron attached to the wall and a pulley attached to that, so that the cable from the winch goes up the wall to that pulley and then down towards us, towards the tower. Let me take you up in the attic now. Let me show you what I did up there. Actually, I'll just finish telling you what's on the wall. I bolted that angle iron has 3 bolts bolting it to 3 studs. 2 studs that the building had and 1 that I added in. The one in the middle is doubled up. I'll explain that when we get up there. Those pipes go into the building about 7 feet. And I have the angle iron U-bolted to those pipes. So the angle iron is bolted to the studs and it's U-bolted to those pipes. All right, let's go up in the attic and I'll show you what's up there. So up here in the attic, this took a while. Remember, I'm in South Carolina and it's the middle of the summer. I could do some work early in the mornings and then that was it. I had to get out of here. It was just too hot up here. What I did, you can see that stud on the wall back there. You can see that it has 2 white plugs. They're just styrofoam rolled up. That's where the pipes used to be, for when I had a mast attached to it, the fold-over mast. But I reconfigured it, and I had to do quite a bit of work up here. These studs were already here, but I doubled up every one because up at the top, see, we just have the truss plates, the steel that attaches the 2 bys together, and I didn't want to be pulling against those. So I doubled up the studs so that they go over the rafters, and look at that. I still got to put some screws in it. That end one isn't screwed to the 2 rafters yet. Looks like the rest of them are, though. But I doubled those up. Clamped the pipe to them using some 4-inch construction screws and some U-bolt saddles. And on the end here, I drilled through the pipe, which that was not a fun project. That Schedule 80 pipe, that the wall thickness is 1/4 inch. So we have a 1-inch inside diameter and 1.5 inches outside diameter. So I drilled through it, put a grade 8 bolt through it, and through a piece of angle that is, let me see that, screwed to the 2x4s. I used some 3-inch construction screws on that so that they go into both 2x4s. Further down on the next stud, I have another piece of angle that's bolted to the pipe, again with a U-bolt saddle, and another saddle right there next to it going into the stud. Those 2 are just the saddles. I did put a saddle on the top of the pipe going down into that horizontal 2x4. There's a saddle on top of that one. Unfortunately, I couldn't get one on top of that one. There was just not enough room above the pipe to get my drill in there. So there's no saddle on that one, but it should be fine. And same thing. bolted to a piece of angle on this end, clamped to a piece of angle, and attached to all the studs. In the center where the pulley is, right there, the pulley is about there, I doubled up that stud, because same thing, you can see that little bit of truss plate sticking above the stud that we see. So I put a stud on top of it so we're not pulling against those truss plates. The stud is against the rafter. And then I added the strap. I added that strap, metal strap coming down to, I have a 2x8 that is screwed down to all the ceiling joists. And also I put a metal bracket. I don't know if we can see that at all from here. Oh, maybe. I can't see the camera now, so I don't know if you can see it or not. But I put a metal bracket that attaches this 2x8, that 2x8 right there, get my knee padding out of the way. It attaches it to that stud, that doubled up stud. I have 3-inch, actually 3.5-inch screws that I used in that. So that is nice and secure. We shouldn't have any problem. We should be able to hoist that tower up without anything moving, cracking, or breaking. It took so long to get this done. I was getting maybe an hour of work each day up here. And with it being so cramped, I mean, in the middle, between that part at the bottom and the rafter at the top, there's only about 3.5 feet in between. So this was not an easy project. But the wall mount is done. Now I can start assembling that base to the ground, which that's going to be a fun challenge too, because of all the drilling through the concrete that I have to do. But I'm going to get the base all attached to the building and to the ground outside. All right, guys, that's it for part 2. The wall mount is done. I'll see you when I'm putting the tower up.